Hello everybody, I just thought I would show you. Here is the final, or I shouldn't say final, but this is the Block 24 for the Moda Block 6 that several people have been working on. This is what mine looks like. I like it. And this is the one. It's called the Mod Water Wheel, and sorry, I don't, sometimes my camera, it's by Sarah Thompson of Sarah Diddy. I hope I pronounced that right. But this is what mine looks like. There are several versions out there. I've seen them, versions I should say. I've seen them. They're, everybody is just amazing what these blocks look like. I've enjoyed, again, this is block number 24, and this is the last block in terms of the Moda Blockhead 6 thing that they're doing. A lot of people have done it. I've enjoyed making these blocks. This is a big block. It's 18, and no, I have not squared it, and it's just, I just finished making it. This block here is 18.5 inches. I will provide the link that goes to all of the 24 blocks. There are actually more than 24 blocks if you count some of them. They showed you to do 2 blocks, or one of them is 8 blocks you do. I've done all 24 blocks. Some of them I've only did 1 instead of 2, but that was my preference. And it's just like the colors that everybody chooses. It's been amazing. When I chose this particular block, what I was after, which is unusual because normally I just scrappy city, and what I did with this one, because I wanted this focus right here, these 4 right here, not the whole thing, but I wanted the focus to be these 4 pieces. And then what I did was chose fabrics that actually went with these 4 pieces. And this is an orange. It's a bright orange, as you can see. It is bright orange. The camera's showing it like it seems like it's a gold color. But I chose fabrics that went with this material right here, this fabric right here, which I could have chose greens, I could have chose oranges, yellows. This fabric is beautiful. It's got pretty much every color you could think of. And then my corners, of course, I wanted it to be not a plain color. And as you can see, it's not. It's got, actually what it is it was part of a fat quarter bundle. There were, I think, 6 to the bundle. And it was one of the fat quarters had different planets on it. Actually 2 of them had planets on it. One was a darker, and then one had bright colors in it. But it had to do with the solar system, and that's what this is. It's the star's solar system, and I think it turned out great. There's a very few that I've used this particular one with. The same with this. I don't use this particular color very often, and I thought, you know what, this is the perfect one for it. I have my idea of what I want when I have everything laid out, what it will look like. I just wanted to show you this, and then I'll get down, because I keep them in a book. I keep them, my blocks, I have them in a book, and I've kept them that way with each pattern for the block. But I just wanted to show you what this looks like. So it's not really long video, but I look forward to seeing some of the other ones that are out there doing their particular blocks. What I've enjoyed doing with this block is being able to, even though I've been sewing for well over 50 years, I would never say I was an expert. There's always room for improvements, for making certain things, I guess you'd say, upping my own skills to where I don't, because we are our own worst critic, and so I have enjoyed making all of these blocks because it has helped me in terms of, no, my points are not always perfect. They're not, and that's okay. I just leave it that way. I've tried not to be so critical of myself because my lack of vision is, and yes, my vision is getting it's getting worse. I know that. And so I have tried to compensate the best I can and not do so much of attention to the small details, like making sure that everything is as it is the overall. And that when I was able to say stop, tell myself stop being so critical, I was able to then make these blocks, the ones I wanted to make, and so that I'm happy with them in terms of what I saw in a vision for what I wanted the final layout to make. So let me pause the camera real quick and hold on. Okay, everybody. Hopefully, that wasn't, I don't know. I don't really know what a pause looks like in terms of what everybody else sees compared to what I see. But that's what my final block 24 looks like. I think that the Moda Blockhead 6 has been an amazing experience. I think the designers or the pattern makers or anyone involved in doing this type of project is amazing. And it's and I think for at least for me, it's been an experience that I have enjoyed. For a while, I made a block, and when I first started, I made a block, and I'm like, well, this seems silly, until I realized what was behind it. And what's behind it is, if you look at it in terms of not that they were free patterns or that whether parts of them are paid or not paid or belonging to something, it was the concept of people from all over the world could come together to create something, and everybody has their own uniqueness that can bring into it. Whether you've been sewing for years and years and years, or whether you're new to sewing or quilting, or you just kind of look at the different ways people do things. And what I find amazing with these blocks is that even though the basic cutting is the same, based on the colors that we've chosen and the direction of the little individual pieces can create a completely different block. And I never thought about that until I did this project. Even though I've made all kinds of things and turned half square triangles one way or the other, or in how we create half square triangles, it also helped me to understand, because half square triangles were torture for me. They're kind of like the flying geese. They're just, until I could figure out how to do the flying geese without torturing myself so badly that no. And now flying geese are no big deal. They're not my favorite. It's just, I'm sure a lot of people don't like the half square triangles, or people don't like making more than 2 half square triangles at a time, or one. I found a simple way. I guess it's not really simple. I found a way that works for me, whether you're doing the half square triangles or the other ones where it's the half square rectangles. And I'm like, as soon as I figured that out on how I could do them for me, so I can understand, and it helped to create the half square triangles are not so wonky now. Mine are still wonky, but I just, whatever. And that is due to, because I don't always like something that's 5 inches, mine might just be a little off, and that's my eyes. Yes, it would help if I got another Cricut machine, or Cricut machine. I used to call them crickets. I had one. I've had several. I end up getting rid of them because they irritated me. That's just me. I know a lot of people think, how can it? It just did. I had them clear back when they first came out, and that's just me. There's certain things that I just, no, it bugs me. It just, whatever. And if it bugs me that bad to where something frustrates me, I get rid of it. Kind of like the difference between a laptop and a desktop. Laptops, I've had so many over the years, and it doesn't matter whether I've built them or purchased them from, all the different manufacturers out there. I don't care for a laptop. And mine has to do with seeing this little tiny screen. It's the same reason I don't like a cell phone. I can't see the screen. And so with a laptop, I end up having to hook up my big monitors to it, and then have to hook up an external keyboard, an external mouse, because I don't like the touch screen mouse. And the keyboard drives me blah, and yeah, I know it sounds, but I don't like the keyboard because they're too small. I guess because I learned clear back in high school, back in the 1970s and late 70s, I learned how to type on a manual typewriter. We had to push, and I learned touch typing. So even when I'm typing, I don't look at the keyboard. And then I think I was either a freshman or sophomore in high school when finally got introduced to the electric typewriter. Oh, that just, you go to hit one key and it go, that was hard to get used to. And I ended up going back. I told the teacher, no, give me back the other typewriter. And then you went to the word processing, and now computers. So it's everything is a preference for what you do. Just like some people have preference of how they do blocks. There's no wrong or right way to do a technique. what might seem super easier for somebody might not be for others. I mean, I've watched various videos, and I watch somebody do something, and they just do it. It's like boom, 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 and I'm like, I know for a fact it isn't that easy. But that's just me. So some things, like example, the flying geese. I call them flying birds. I've watched people do it, and theirs always seem to come out exact, and mine never do. I face it, and that's when I face facts. Mine are close, but I had to stop being so critical of myself, because I was creating them, didn't like it, tear it apart, or scrap the whole thing and put it as a scrap, and I cut it all up and put it into shreds, and then I called them the shredded flying geese. And so I had to stop being so critical of myself, and that helped my own blocks. I will never be critical or tell somebody else they're wrong, because it's not right either. I'm not a perfectionist. I never have been, or I ever will be. I have severe OCD, and I have to have everything put away, but it's not a perfectionist. I can't handle clutter. Everything's, yeah, I know some stuff on my dresser that dresser back there, but it's all in order of how I use it, and I have to have everything in that way. Kind of like my folded up fabric. It's all got to be put away. I can't handle it any other way. I can't. So, well, it's just like I'm going to be making a postage stamp quilt, and I'm using 1.5 inch little squares. And at first I was going to just start sewing them together, and I thought, no, because I'll have to stop. I need almost 6,000 little 1.5 inch squares to create what I want to create. And yes, that seems a lot. Well, technically it is. But I'm not thinking about it that way. And what I'm doing is, instead of collecting a whole bunch of scraps, like everybody does, now as I do a project, I see if I've got 1.5 inch, and I'll just cut it, and I keep them all in a little box. And as soon as the box is halfway full, I'll start sewing them together in 4 patches. Then, no rhyme or reason to the patches other than I'm going to try to make it so I don't have 2 colors the same together, which, if it happens, it happens. And then I'll go from there, and I'll just sew the 4 patches together, and it'll just get bigger and bigger and bigger. One thing I'm going to do that's different about the postage stamp quilt is the little postage stamps are going to be on the outside, and I'm going to make something else for the inside. I haven't decided what, but they will be like on the outside, and then the corners will be a miniature version of what the big one in the center is. And it probably will be like a 12-point star, and then I'll just make little miniature ones to go in the corners and on the sides in the middle. But that's just me. It's because it's something different. I don't just want a quilt that has a bunch of little tiny squares everywhere. That's just not me. I don't want something like that, even though those are beautiful, and those that do it that way, that's great. They do take a lot of time. Of that there is no doubt. That is a lot of work to sew all those little squares together. But that's just not me. I want something different, and that would be different. Even if I still sew the center, that might be an idea too. So the center as those little postage stamp squares, but then put star legs around it, and then put the postage stamps around that one. But what I like to do is also want to show you my blocks that I've created so far. I showed them individually over time and whatever, but these are what my blocks will look like, and trying to keep them. Here is the first blocks that I did. They're the same, but just a little different. And like I said, I keep them folded up. You know, you need to. But there's no. They're just. These are the first ones. Okay. Let me put these back in this. If I don't, because I've not marked them, because I don't. Some of my blocks don't look like the ones. Some of them are my favorites. Some of them are okay. And there's this one. I did 2 of these. I think both of these are identical. Yep, I did 2 identical ones. But what I'll do with these is they are identical, but I'll put one this direction and then one going up and down, so that they're the same block, same colors, but they don't, because they'll be in 2 different directions. Some of them are, this is block 3, and these are done. No, not really, because they're 2 different. And one's blue and one's red. Even though they're made identical, one's blue and one's red. I think these blocks, I've got to figure out a wall. My house doesn't have big walls, so it's, and this one, I think we're supposed to make, no, only one, okay. This one is this one was a lot of fun to make. And it's different, but they only showed to do, I think, 1. But it's different. It's one of the ones that's like completely different from any of the other blocks. And this is the one that has those not half square triangles, but the half square rectangles. And it was my first introduction to it, and so it's not. I like it. I like the colors I chose, which it looks okay. There's nothing wrong with the block. I like it. Let's see, and then this one is. Oh, this one was supposed to be 2. Oh yeah, I created 2 of these. Oh yes I did. And this is this one I created. See, they're made pretty much the same. I just changed, I kept the points of the star the same, but I changed the colors, and I think it looks really good. I don't know if I like, because I did this one more of red, white, and blue kind of sort of, but it has purples in there. And then this one is a lot brighter. So it's, and there's that same fabric that I used in block 24. It's same fabric. And so I chose that center, and I just chose colors that would go with it. And the same as when I chose this one in the center of the purple, I chose fabrics to go around it that went with it. So it to me it's scrappy, but it's not, because it, you know, it's kind of scrappy. Well, I guess it would be considered scrappy. I don't know. And then this is block number 6. This is one of the big ones. This is one of the big blocks. And this is this one. And remember I was telling you about, I had that fat quarter bundle. This fabric right here was one of this. Gosh, it's hard for me to hold. This stuff right here is planets, and that was one of the fat quarters. They chose the different planets, and I thought it turned out really good. I like this one. It's kind of cool. But this is one of the big 18.5-inch blocks. It's a big one. So, but it looks really cool. I don't think I did, you know, I think it's pretty good. Everything kind of matches. The only thing I did different was the background. Most of my blocks have white or a version of white. This one I wanted red, because I think it just looks good, because it stands out. I may change my mind and have to redo it, but I don't, you know, it's fine. I won't redo it. I'll put it in the blanket somewhere, or in the quilt somewhere. I think my big blocks are going to go on, instead of, I don't know. I know, I have an idea of what I want this layout to look like, and I'm gearing towards more the 4 big blocks on the corners, and then the big one in the center. And this is another big one. What number is this? This is number 7. I just love this block. It's pretty. I just like it. It looks really good. And I think I did a good job. I just like it. I love these blocks. They're just so amazing. The pattern designers were, wow. I just, you know, to think about the time that they took and did them, and then, you know, said, this is what, you know, here it is, you know. And then this one was supposed to be, this is block 8, 2 blocks. This is block 8. And this is what I did for block 8. I believe I did these identical also. Yes, I made 2 identical ones. Well, not identical. They just have the same color. See what I did? This one's got the blue. And wherever the blue was in this one, I kept the center part where the blue and green is. I kept the center. I just flip-flop, like this one has got blue on the outside, green on the inside. This one I put blue on the inside and green on the outside. So I just, you know, I kind of did them the same, but not the same. I didn't want them to look, even though they look the same, once they're in that layout, they will look like 2 different blocks. And then this one was supposed to be 2 blocks. This is number 9. This one, oh yes, I did do 2 blocks. This one is my version of what I wanted the blocks to look like. That's my version. Whoops. That's my 2. See, they look just like cool. They look cool. Yeah, I've just enjoyed seeing all the different versions people have had out there. And again, I try not to be too critical. And this one was supposed to be 2. This is 10. Did I do 2? Yes, I did. This one, I have to admit, was not my favorite. And I did them. I just did them just to say that I did them. I do not know at this point if these 2 will actually end up in this quilt. Like I said, I don't know. It was more on doing it because I needed to do the concept that's behind it. Again, this has got that rectangular half square rectangle in it. And that's what I needed the practice on. And that's what these did. They helped do that rectangle thing. And it was cool. It was neat. These ones have papers you can use. The pattern came with the papers you could use to do them. And those papers, again, I don't sew through paper. So, and then here is the this one was block 11, and this one is huge. This is the one that I did in red, white, and blue, and it is going, and yellows and some other colors, and this one will be I don't know if I can get this whole thing in. This one will be the center of my quilt. This one will be. I like this one. It's pretty. Yeah, I like this one. But it's big. Yeah, you could actually use this as a... it's big. This one is big. And again, it is going to be the center of my quilt. I don't know how many people haven't really... I've seen a few of the layouts that people are using. And it's amazing how they come up with their own layouts. It's really cool. It's amazing. And then this is supposed to be 12. And then this is my flying geese ones. Flying birds. Here's mine. I did them 2 different ways. Again, the flying geese, flying birds, they're not my all-time favorite, but I don't think I did too bad on them. Like I said, I'm not real great at getting those corners so they match. I redid these 2 blocks like 4 or 5 times, and before I said, okay, enough is enough. You either leave them as is or just don't do them at all. And then this one's supposed to have 2 as well. Oh, this is 13. Yeah. This is mine. Completely different from each other. There's one. And then the second one I did in batiks. Same exact block. Exactly. See? Let me turn this. But they turn out completely different based on how you do the block. Like this one, I did it in the batiks. No, I'm not a batik person, but this one was done in batiks. Same exact cutting measurements, but based on where you put the blocks that you cut out, it's going to give you the different design. This one over here looks like an airplane, kind of, sort of. But they're the same exact block as terms of cuttings and such, it's the same thing. There is no difference. It's a placement of color where you put your individual things, but these are the same. And I think that was one of the biggest ideas behind any of these type of things, is especially this one, is you put your own thing into it and it makes it you. And then this one was block 14, and this is the one, yes, this is one of them. I only made one. And it had nothing to do with not liking the block. It just didn't, no. And it showed to make two, but I only made one. And this one actually has been squared up. There was, I don't know. I even made a couple other ones with different colors, and I just didn't, there's just something about the block. But I just made it so that I would have it in there. And I even tried different colors, and no. And so those other ones ended up getting put as part of something else. And here's block 15. Block 15 was fun. I liked this one. This one was fun. It looks like a fan. It looks cool. I like this one. This one was fun. It was fun doing this, to be able to get it, and my points aren't exact, and I don't care. And I like it. I like how it looks. And then this one is 16. This is those lovely flying birds again. And this is another version of the flying birds. And like I said, as I've done this, each one of these, it improves. See, I'm really trying hard to get my points so they don't go inside under the others. And I did pretty good with this one. I just won't tell you how many times I had to make this block. I had to do it several. Because I was determined to make it so it's at least a little more close to what it's supposed to look like. And then here's block 17. And this one is the one that they're calling a fill-in block. And it's just these. It's just a little tiny, this was a lot of fun. And I just have different colors. It's all the same block. There's just but it's just a little 5 patch in the center. I think of all of them, I think this one is my favorite with the flowers. But these are just the same, and there's 9 of them here. They're fill-in. I know where these are going, so they are good fill-in blocks. Perfect for that. I think there's 9. I can't remember how many. I think there's 9 of them. I'm going to get them back in this folder. And then this is block 18. Is core book. Block 18, I made 2. Here's one made with yellows and blues. Excuse me. And then I made this one with reds. And they're all, like I said, these two I made identical. I just changed the colors. And it's even a changing of the colors. I kind of like the red one here. The yellow one looks good too, but the red one kind of, it's more the star. Whoops, the star in this red one, the star really pops out there. And the yellow one does too, but the red one does, and I think it's because of the rest of the colors I surrounded it with. And then, number 19. Oh, open. Oh, this is that other one. 19. I think we're supposed to make... No, I don't know. I only made one of this one. This one. Oh, this is that heart. I don't think I did a bad job of making that heart. This was fun. I thought about making a second one, and I thought, no. It's just... yeah, it looks cool, though. I think it looks really cool. Yeah, you do these and you put them away and you go, what was that one? And then block 20. Oh, this one was so much fun. I actually made 2 of these. This one was so much fun. Oh, I made 3. How many were you supposed to make? I don't even know. But I made 3. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, would you click? Get off of there. Okay, made 1. These are X's, 4 X's. There's 1. Okay. And here's another one. This is a block I had so much fun with. There's 2. And then my third one looks like this. See? This one's completely different than the other 2. Mostly because that's the way I wanted it. See, this one is different. See? Completely different. Same block though. But I just put little hourglasses in there and it changed the look of the block. Mostly because I can and did. And then this is, let's see, block 21 is, oh, this is the one that is completely different. This one looks cool. Here's block 21. This one looks really cool. I like it. Not very many of them I do color coordinating, but I did this one. Most of them I do just colors and the, yeah. I mean, colors all match, kind of, sort of. Let's see, here's block 22. Oh, and this one was, how many did I make on this one? I don't know. I made that one with the pinks and the purples and then the blue center. I kept these one. This one is, oh, that's what I did with this one. These are identical blocks, but based on how you turn, the different components will give you a different look. And I created 4 because I wanted there. And it's simply based on how you turn your blocks. In this particular case of this section here, and I did the video on this one, this particular section, you just, instead of the white being here, you put the white in here. And when you do that, see, the white's just on the inside. You just flip that little component over and it gives you a totally different look for the block. Makes it look like it's 2 different blocks when it is 2 different blocks, yes, but it just gives it a little different. Those are the basics of mine. I have the other ones. The other ones are big. Oh no, and here's okay, this is this one. Oh, I know what this one is. Okay, here is another big block. This is the one before, and I did a video making this one. See, this is that one. But another component that I'm adding to mine that are, there is no It wasn't part of the patterns, or it wasn't anything. It's just an element I'm adding to mine. And if you think back to the great big block, it had these guys at the end of it. I'm putting these into mine, and there's 4 of them I created like this. I'm adding these to mine, these pieces, simply because I liked it. It looked good, and I made them. There's no pattern. I made a boo-boo of not even writing down what I did, other than making a bunch of half square triangles. And that's what these are. These are all half square triangles, even though it looks white. And then even this white on white, those are half square triangles. See? I don't know if you could see, because the light is. But it was an entire thing done with half square triangles. And I wanted to see, well, can I make that with the house? And I did. That's what it was. That's what it was about. But those are my blocks from, as you can see, they're all, now I just got to get them laid out. And I'll start with, why does it always do that? Yeah. I'll have a better camera one of these centuries. But those are my blocks, and I don't know. I think I did a good job. I need to get them started sewing together, and I will sew them together starting with the center, which is that real big one, because I think that's the easiest place to start. Mostly because I don't have a wall big enough. I have my portable one over there, but it's not. Actually, that's an idea, because I can put each section together, or at least put the middle on and see how I want the blocks to go. But I don't have a wall big enough to put these blocks on. Not like that. But I just thought I'd show everybody that I had completed them. And I think they're great. I look forward to seeing what everybody else has done. The fan, yes, it's still warm here. The fan blows my hair and it starts bugging me. So I hope everybody has a wonderful day. And please, please, everybody, remember, chill with the negativity of the world. I know some things are a little chaotic, but just take a breath and breathe. And yes, sometimes I get grumpy. I really do. I get grumpy because I'm hurting. And as many of you know, when you're in pain, you just want to be left alone. And you make a move just sudden, and you go, oh, geez, give me a new body or something. And it makes us grouchy. And I know that many of you experience it. So we just need to try to put those positive vibes forward. And so many of you, I just are great. If I'm grouchy or feeling blubbery or whatever, not feeling too good, I just go and I listen. I just listen to the lives. Sometimes I don't even comment. And sometimes it's real hard not to. And once in a while I lose that battle. I just have to comment. I just can't. I can't not. Because somebody will say something just hilarious, and I just crack up laughing. And so, on that, everybody, please, please find your positiveness. And again, thank you everybody for watching the videos. And I will talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.